Hey, I'm Glenn Johnson.
And I'm Melissa Spino.
And we're the RAIN team.
Yes.
Specializing in Clark County real estate. If you have any real estate needs, we'd love to help you out. But first off, you have to
click the button and subscribe to find out everything going on in Vancouver and the greater Vancouver area.
So if you're moving to Clark County or any parts of Clark County, we'd love to help you. If it's 9 days or 9 months or 90 days, we'd love to help you with your real estate needs here in Clark County.
Yes.
Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you on this beautiful day? We have a special guest with us today.
Yes, we do.
Kim Christianson from a local title company.
A local title company.
Why do we just say she's a local title company?
Well, because the Insurance Commission states that we can't say where she's actually from because that might be potentially advertising, correct?
Yeah. So really we're here just to kind of learn.
But she's the best.
Well, okay. Well, that's you use her. I
do.
Agree with that.
As much as I can. Absolutely.
So, Kim, good to have you here this morning. And hey, for us, if you guys have any real estate needs, first thing you have to smash the like button and smash the subscribe button.
That's right.
Because we want views, and we're here to help you out, whatever we can do to just make your life easier in the world of real estate.
Yes. And comment. If you have questions, we can reach out to Kim and get those answers for you.
Are we experts, Melissa?
We're experts in the housing part. We are not experts in the title and escrow part. That's why we have her.
You know, Kim, I was thinking about this with, like a lot of the stuff we had to learn to get in the real estate thing. It's like, no, title company takes care of 90% of that. So I guess that's what we're going to learn today. So say hi, Kim. Yeah. Tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. So I think that's the exciting thing about escrow and title. What I do is I know a bunch about that, but I don't know everything about your side. And so luckily in what we do, we have a team that all works together and we know our side and you guys know your side. And then how well we work it all together is what produces the best outcome of a smooth closing. So I work in escrow and we do the escrow portion of the transaction that works together with the title side. So we provide both functions for a buyer or seller that's going to be selling their home or purchasing a home.
All right, so let's stop to tell me what escrow is. I mean, to me, I bought so many pieces of real estate, and like the first time I ever really read these is when I went through my real estate training. I signed all this stuff. So what is escrow? Tell me what escrow is, what a title company does, and things like that.
Yeah, escrow is kind of a funny word because it's used in different things. So escrow just means a short-term holding of money for a certain purpose. So if you have a current mortgage right now, you might have escrows on your mortgage, and that just means that the lender's holding money to pay taxes and insurance. So what we do at escrow is really not different. We hold money during the course of the transaction, and then we pay it out according to what's going on. So when in a sale transaction, we hold money from the buyer and make sure that everything on the title gets paid out. So the seller gets paid their proceeds, mortgages, any liens get paid off, invoices and commission gets paid. So we are the short-term holding of funds throughout the course of the transaction. And then we also do all the deed preparation and just kind of manage the whole transaction from start to finish to make sure that everyone is equally represented.
Right.
We're called the fiduciary third party. And so we just work together with the buyer and the seller, the agents and the lender, and we just make sure that what happens at the end of the day is that we're funded and recorded and that everyone has been equally represented in the transaction.
So you take the earnest money and liens against property, you deal with all that kind of stuff and all the stuff that goes way over my head.
Yeah, so. You take the stress off of us.
Yeah, that's right.
I always describe it like this. So tell me if this is because I want to make sure I explain it right when I'm talking with new buyers. You've got the real estate agent who is handling the issues with the home itself. You've got the lender who is doing the financial part of things. And then you have escrow in the middle who ties everything together with a nice, pretty bow.
Oh. Absolutely.
Well, that's
and make sure
cool.
we have all of our documentation in place because you guys won't close until you have everything in place, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what I do is escrow, and then we also have the other side of it, which is title, which we work closely with our title department. So they search the title to the property, and they look at the chain all the way back to the beginning of time, and they find out who the owner is, if there's easements, which are different rights on the property or ways that you can access the neighboring property and that kind of thing. They also search for taxes. So if there's any kind of tax liens or taxes owing on the property. And then they also search the names of all the parties involved, because if there isn't something filed against the property, there could be something filed against my name. Say if I hadn't paid the federal government taxes, then those liens may not be recorded on my property, but they would show up against my name and then thereby attached to the property. So we're doing that work behind the scenes to check and make sure that when we say, hey guys, we're all funded and recorded, that means we've just issued our title policy and that all of our boxes are checked off, and that we know that we've issued a clear title policy for the new buyer.
So that's what you call title insurance. So the typical buyer or seller would buy what they call title insurance, and your job, get this right, is to make sure that if I'm selling a house, that I provide to the buyer a clean title, so there's not a bunch of liens connected to it afterwards.
Exactly.
You guys want to hear a funny story?
Yes.
Okay. My very first job in real estate was with a title and escrow company. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that about you.
So I was a customer service agent, and I'm going to tell you something. This is how long ago it was. We had to use these gigantic machines, the fish files, microfiche files.
Oh my gosh.
And I put together packets. I put together the trio. That was my job, was to put together the trio and deliver it to the local real estate agents in Eugene, Oregon, and Springfield.
So it must have been like an out-of-date company, because you certainly aren't that old to have microfiche.
Well, let's just say it was in the 80s.
Oh, wow. Thought that's when you were born in the 80s.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
When I first started in the title business was in 2000, and there were some plants that still used microfiche reels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I spent time pulling up old school maps and the actual legal descriptions and putting them in a nice little yellow envelope and driving to the real estate agents. And that's actually what got me interested in this industry in the first place. So.
Well, and obviously we certainly want to pay for title insurance, because we want to make sure that when we have a lien against the property, that it comes, or when we buy a piece of property, that there's not, so let's say we purchase the property for $500,000. We want to make sure that something's not hidden that's connected to that property that somehow we get stuck with. And that's why you pay title insurance.
Yes.
And then, I don't know what the typical policy number, the financial thing is, but it's just well worth it. I mean, obviously, lenders aren't going to do it any other way, but let's say you pay for something cash, you still want to make sure you go through a title company to make sure you get that taken care of. It's just ways that we protect you, and different things are the title companies protect you and your assets down the road. So
is the client, the person that you'd be working with, whether it's the buyer or seller, are you going to have personal connection with them?
Sometimes, whether they like it or not, we definitely end up. It's funny because we were talking the other day. I think I took a quiz on Facebook about what did you really want to be when you grew up, and then what did you end up doing. And what I wanted to be was a counselor. And somebody commented, well, gosh, it's not that much different. So
true.
Absolutely.
It's so true.
Yeah, in my office with people, I have cried with people. I have prayed with people. I have had every set of emotions. It's definitely a safe place in there because we're helping people with probably the biggest purchase, the biggest transaction of their entire life. And we know, I love to acknowledge when people come in, what they're going through. Sometimes I tease them. They say, oh, I'm a wreck. I'm moving. And I say, you know what? Your shoes match each other and you're dressed, so you're doing better than most. They're going through such a big deal. Every part of their life is in flux. And so I love that we get to meet with them in that spot and just really be there for them. Encourage them that they're almost there and that they're doing all the right things. And it is absolutely an emotional time. So some people are definitely at arm's length. And for those that are not, we definitely make a relationship, as you guys do. We get to be there for them through that stressful time and fun time. It's so exciting what we do. It's exciting too. Sometimes there's always surprises in our business. We take a deep dive into looking at the title. What's different, I think, is interesting about title insurance, because people always ask me, why would I need title insurance? When you get car insurance or homeowners insurance, it insures things that happen in the future. So like a future accident or fire in your home or something like that. But title insurance goes backwards and searches
really
property
good.
for things that happened in the past. And so it's one of those necessary things that we need. And then the escrow piece is the active part that I'm in, where we get to really make sure that everything gets taken care of for the person, that their mortgages are paid off and titles are clear for them going forward. And then for sure the big peace of mind portion about
That's great.
being there with them as they get their keys and onto the next home.
Well, I love the fact that if you get to pray with people too, man. That's
Yes.
just, I mean, that's available. We love that part.
Yeah.
Just praying with
Yep.
people. And so, hey, if you guys have any real estate needs, we'd love to just help you guys out, and whatever we can do to make your life easier. I don't know. We kind of have I don't know. I think we're the best team in our county.
I think so.
I'm not sure Kim would
If
agree.
nothing, we're the one that. If nothing, she can't. But I know she does.
No, and we really do separate. I mean, seriously, we do separate. We may recommend somebody, but what we'll say is, we use this person, but
Yeah.
you can use anybody you want. And we really sincerely mean it, because there is a separation between us, because there's no kickback. We don't get any
Right.
kickback by using her. She doesn't get any kickback by using us, anything like that. So we really do separate that. But anyway, we'd love to have you guys on our team.
Yes.
We'd love to serve you in any way we can. So don't forget to smash the like button and the subscribe button. And we just want to tell you we love you and believe in you.
Yes. Have a great day.
fantastic day.